What is up, everybody? Welcome to the first official episode of Grinding to Grandmaster. In this series, I will basically be showing you tons of different ways to achieve all those different AimLab goals that you want, whether that's hitting 100k in Gridshot, which will be the target of this episode, or if you want to learn how to transfer your skills from Valorant or R6 or even Apex into AimLab and vice versa. Before we get started here, I want to let everybody know that these are all recorded live at twitch.tv/Keller.FPS. I will have that linked down below. And let's just get started. Feel free to come by my stream at any time you want and ask me some questions, or leave your questions down below in the comments. Also, I will be targeting specific parts of your mechanics that you could work on. And sooner or later, I could even do one-on-one coaching because we are working towards a partnership with AimLab. More on that later. Now, to start my warm-up, I like to start with some headshot precision. This task really helps me get my linear aiming down, and it also really helps me to actually shoot once I get my crosshair on the target, because I've noticed that one of my common issues is that I tend to shoot a lot before I actually get my crosshair on the target. But with this task, I've actually gotten all the way up to top 0.1% in precision just from this task, and it has helped me a ton. Not a bad run, not a bad run. As you might have noticed during the middle of this run, the targets were progressively getting smaller. And one quick tip that I could give is you might notice that I'm sitting very close to my mark. I found that helps. That makes the targets feel generally bigger, and it helps me to be more precise with my shots. But if you are aiming for a smaller target, you more want to look at your crosshair. And if you're looking at a target that's a lot closer to you and you're going for speed, then look at the target itself. It'll be a lot easier to get your crosshair onto a closer target than a farther one. And it will take a lot more time to line up that shot at a longer range. Just wanted to point this out. I do have my warm-up link down below. You can download the playlist. Once you enter AimLab, you want to go over into custom playlist, and then you should have, scroll down, the Keller warm-up right here. This will give you all the warm-ups and the warm-up tasks that I do to start off my day and hit all the shots that I do. The next task we will be doing is 6-shot. Some of you might have seen this. It's similar to Gridshot, except you have double the amount of targets on your screen. Also very similar to headshot precision, and the way that the targets are very small, it's meant to help you with lining up those longer range shots. $89K, not bad, not bad. Something you guys might have noticed while I was doing that task is that I was focusing a lot more on lining up and angling the shot correctly and waiting for my crosshair to get on the target itself. Over speed, I would much rather warm up for accuracy over speed, especially in this next task that we're going to do, burst flick, because this is what is really going to get the blood flowing for you and help you hit those fast flicks. This task is relatively hard to do at first, but once you get the flow going, and once you get on a good mouse grip that you know you're comfortable with, then this task becomes a whole lot easier. As you guys can see, I was definitely a whole lot faster in the last task. Last task I got about 550 milliseconds between my targets, but in this one I only got about 250. My accuracy was significantly lower, but once again, this task is just to get the blood flowing for your speed, not accuracy. You do want to make sure that you're still hitting your shots, though. You can't get a good score. You can't get any score if you miss all of your shots. The next task that I want to do is multi-line trace. This task really helps to angle your shots correctly, and it can basically correlate to any other factor of aiming, whether that's speed, accuracy, or precision, even tracking, because it really helps you to get a really good aspect of control over your entire mouse. As you can see, that task is definitely a lot more accuracy based because you will get so many more points if you just keep your crosshair on that green line as opposed to if you just go and skip between targets, because the goal is, at least for me, to keep my crosshair on that line for about half a second, more no less, and I'll eventually get better at it with time, but you can't force speed at the end of the day. Now, a whole lot of you are probably thinking, this is a guide on how to get 100k on Gridshot. Well, I'm right back with that. The reason I did all those tasks before because they all directly correlate into Gridshot, especially for the 6-shot and that multi-line trace that we just played. They almost directly correlate in between Gridshot and many other tasks. Something that I want to point out real quick is that Gridshot is not training. Gridshot is a great exercise. I love playing it and it's so much fun, but you are a million times better off doing those tasks that I've just played. If you want to know some substantial improvement but just want to have some fun, Gridshot is probably one of the best tasks that you could play. Something that I want to point out is that just by doing that warm-up, you will not immediately get 100k. Gridshot is a task that takes practice time, and you will improve after every run, which is something that I want to point out. You shouldn't expect instant results in any scenario with any task, really. This is training at the end of the day. Not a bad run, not a great run, though. Okay, new high score. That is proof right there that just taking a small break goes the extra mile. Everybody, thank you so much for watching the video. I really hope this helped you a ton. Please, once again, if you have not already, make sure to follow my Twitch. It will be linked down below. Ask me some questions in chat, or you can even go into the comments and ask me anything you want. And once again, I would be happy to do one-on-one training with anybody, or if you just want to ask me some questions in Discord, feel free. They're all linked below. The rest of my socials are too. So please, feel free whenever, and I will see you all in the next video.